What's going on, craft beer lovers? Craft Christian here with a new video review, a very special one coming up and one of the first I've done in a while. I wasn't even sure I was going to do this one tonight, but it is snowing in Austin, or rather it's snowed more than in any time in my entire life, and it's freezing outside, and a lot of people don't have power, a lot of people don't have heat, and I feel super lucky that I do. But the fact is, it's the perfect night for an incredible stout, a very special stout. What I have today is one of the most special stouts I've ever gotten my hands on. And this is the Share VIII, that is VIII, I can count, by Lakewood Brewing Company. And they are a Texas brewery from located in Garland, Texas, I believe. So you know me, I love Texas breweries. I give them special favor, but this one in particular is very special. It's an anniversary ale, a special release. That's one reason it's special. It's their 8th anniversary. When they made this, I guess Lakewood Brewing was founded in 2011, which is the same year my own business was founded, so I've got some respect for them on that line of thing as well. And this was one of those beers. This is actually, I had 2 bottles, right? And this is my second one. I'm polishing this one off. We'll never be able to get it again, most likely, unless I get lucky. And I had the first one months ago with friends, and it was just absolutely delicious. It's how we capped off our night. And I can't wait to try it again tonight when it's snow all over Austin. It's quiet, it's cold, and it's the perfect night for this late night sipping. Now, this beer, the first thing that I noticed when I got my hands on it, other than the awesome packaging, which I'll go into more detail on, it's a 15.2% ABV. Now, that might sound like some kind of gimmick if you've never had a 15% alcohol beer. To me, I have learned through experience that the stouts I really like are the ones that go completely over the top. They are frequently very, very high ABV. I've started to reach the point, and I'm not like bragging, I'm just observing that my favorite types of beers are in the 6 to 7%. Really 6.5% IPAs and pale ales are perfect for me. But when you go to an imperial stout and it's just so thick and heavy and boozy and barrel-aged, preferably, then at that point, 10% ABV starts to seem thin to me, or starts to seem low, weak. And I've had stouts that are 5, 6%. You got to know that stout, the word stout does not necessarily imply double-digit ABV. It doesn't even have to be extremely, extremely high. I know that Maine Beer Company, and we should all look to Maine Beer for knowing what the hell they're doing when it comes to beer. They have made stouts that I believe are in the 5 to 6% ABV. And of course, I trust them to know what they're making. On the other hand, when I finally got my hands on their fall coffee stout a few months back, I was disappointed, not by the beer, but by my own response to it. I truly think that's my problem, not the brewery's problem. But it just didn't have what I was looking for, and if Maine Beer would make like a 15% ABV Imperial Stout, I would cross heaven and earth to get to that and get my hands on it. But they haven't, as far as I have seen. This, in some ways, is almost what I imagine them making. It's ultra luxurious in every possible way. You know what? I take that back. Maine Beer does not do luxury. They're nice and clean and kind of restrained. So I take that back. I guess the packaging is not very Maine Beer right here, but the taste and the quality are. So anyway, Lakewood Brewery, I also want to say they do a lot for charity. They're a small Texas brewery, an independent brewery, and so I just want to say if you get your chance to try anything by them, go ahead and support them. They're awesome. They look awesome to me, and this beer is outstanding. So, looking into the packaging now, it's going with the front first. This beautiful box really gets your attention on the shelf. You know it's something special. I believe I paid $22 for these 2 12-ounce bottles, and that's before tax. So this is really a special beer, and kind of one of those once-in-a-lifetime beers. I got 2, so I'm lucky, I guess. But it comes in a box of 2 12-ounce bottles. It says, Lion's Share, the 8th anniversary ale, special release, Russian Imperial Stout, aged in French Caribbean Rhum barrels. Now, small little detail here, that's not rum as in R-U-M, this is R-H-U-M, rum, I guess you say, and then 15.2% ABV. So let's go around the box, get some of the details here. On this side, it's the 2020 release for their anniversary ale. It is now February 17th of 2021, just to give some time perspective here. 100% aged in fine rum, with an H, rum barrels, in the island of Martinique. Rum is opposed to rum without the H. is created by using pressed sugarcane juice. I believe that's instead of molasses, by the way. I think normal rum, I think, comes from molasses. And this is using pressed sugarcane juice, creating a unique barrel flavor profile that complements the bold, roasty notes of our Russian Imperial Stout quite nicely. Just a few thoughts on that. I've done a little bit of research. Remember, this is my second bottle, but the first one's a bit of a distant memory other than how much I loved it. Some theorizing that the pressed sugarcane might give it a little bit more of a brighter aspect, which can kind of complement that real thick, boozy, barrel-aged 15% dark stout. So maybe that's what's going on. Maybe it's just a gimmick. I don't think it's a gimmick, but it's definitely a twist. So I love barrel-aged stouts. I just imagine them. I love barrel-aged whiskey. Well, whiskey, barrel-aged goes without saying, but I love whiskey. I love bourbon. Something about being aged in that barrel, sitting there acquiring this character, just really puts it over the top for me. And, you know, personally, I'm not big into drinking spirits. You're not going to really ever find me taking a shot of anything. And even if I really like that stuff, I might sip a little whiskey here and there. But I think what I always feel towards these stouts that I've discovered in the past 12 months is that they're kind of what I imagined booze to be like when I was much younger and didn't know anything. And they're like still very sippable, drinkable, even delicious, sometimes sweet, roasted, you know, all sorts of interesting flavors, but they're like a drink you drink, unlike what raw spirits really are, which is like something you slug back most of the time. Of course, exceptions for the nice stuff, but even then, you have to be a level above me in terms of appreciation for this stuff to really sit there and routinely sip whiskey, routinely sip bourbon by itself. To me, it's special, it's interesting, I like doing it with my friends, but if I'm going to drink something strong and I'm just kind of chilling late at night, I would much rather do it with one of these slow-sipping Imperial Stouts. And again, this one's really just over the top in every way. Special anniversary, 15% ABV plus, aged in special freaking barrels. I mean, everything about this is exciting to me. So they say seriously fun beer. That's their slogan. Go check them out at lakewoodbrewing.com. Continuing around the rest of the box, I love this one. This is just too good. Check this on the other side. I love when they've done every single side of this box is essentially different, other than the top and the bottom. So this side has a picture of a crown on top, and it says, in quotes, "I take the first portion because of my title, since I am addressed as king. The second portion you will assign to me, since I'm your partner. Then because I am the stronger, the third will follow me, and an accident will happen to anyone who touches the fourth." And that is a quote from the lion in one of Aesop's fables. I only know that because it says so, although it did sound familiar. I probably read that one when I was much younger, or more likely had it read to me by my mom or my second grade teacher back then. But yeah, Aesop's fables, just I got a little bit of goosebumps because you don't think about those too often in 2021, but they were pretty good if you remember them when you were younger. And then onto the back. So I'll just let you get a slightly better look at it. I'll read it though. And it says, Lion Share, Anniversary Ale, so on and so forth. When we reach our birthday every August 4th, we don't celebrate with just any beer. We proudly toast with our Lion's Share, a unique anniversary brew that takes a year to travel from grain to glass. I didn't realize that, actually. Every vintage is different, pulling flavors from wooden barrels for one-of-a-kind experience. For our 8th installment, we have created a huge Russian Imperial Stout that is incredibly roasty and balanced by a noble hops backbone and a pleasantly dry finish. Dating back to the 18th century, Russian Imperial Stouts are typically very big and bold, yielding 9 to 11% ABV. We stashed ours in a treasure trove of fresh rum barrels from Martinique, and as a result have seen significantly higher ABV, as well as a superbly complex brew. Thank you for supporting our family-owned brewery for these past 8 years and sharing in our labor of love. From Wim Benz, president and founder. So, I don't have that much more to say about this box. It's been fun reading it. This is already a long review. It's going to be a long one, probably. Let's open it up. Pull out the bottle. Love the art on this guy. Just love it. That lion is just too cool. He's kind of cute, honestly. You can't see he's fierce looking, but he's also a cute lion, I would say. He's got those big lion-y eyes and big lion-y paws. Maybe I'm just projecting because my family got a new puppy not too long ago. It again basically quotes things we've already read, so I'm not going to reread those. Really no new information on this bottle other than it was bottled August 31st, 2020, which puts it at about 6 months in the bottle and about, I guess they said, a year to make. So that's the beer. Now here's the plan. As always, when I open it up, I will pause the video real fast to go take a picture for my Instagram. I want you to go find me on Instagram right now, at Craft Christian Reviews, and follow me on there and take a look at this picture so you can get a nice close-up look at the art and the bottle and the pour. But for now, I will pour it on camera, and then I will hop on over to take my picture, and then I will return for the rest of this review, smell and taste, all the fun stuff. Nice hiss. I should also say I've let this sit outside of the fridge for about 20 minutes before I started this, so it's not freezing fridge temperature, but it's still cool, very cool temperature. Oh my god, that smells so good. Wow, I don't even know. You never have smelled anything like that. I should be pouring it, I know, but I just... oh my god, what is that? It's like caramel, booze, chocolate. You don't smell any beer in there. It's just... oh my god, it just feels like you're shoving, and that's just off the mouth of this bottle. I just feel like you're shoving your head in like a soaking, boozy, caramely molasses oak barrel or something, like that a pirate is carried around with him. Unreal! Oh my god, I'm so excited. That smell is just unbelievable. Okay, I should pour it, get that picture, and so let's pour it and then let's take care of that stuff. I can't wait to get into this thing. And I will be right back after this. Okay, we're back. So, now, the first thing I'm going to call your attention to is that the head has disappeared really quickly. It's not... I do love when a stout has that, like, really tall, deep, chocolatey brown head. This one was more, much paler and dissipated more quickly. That makes sense because it's been aging so long, if I understand right. You know, when you're sitting in a barrel for that long, you don't keep as heavy of a long-lasting carbonation. The color just pitch black, I would say. I am holding it up directly to bright light, and I can't see a single glimmer of light coming through it. Even barely any light penetrates the foam on top, just a tiny bit. So, you know what I'm always doing with these is I want you to understand the experience that these beers kind of provide, and I'm not the one trying to list off I don't have any qualifications. I can't tell you what you're supposed to be smelling or what you should really be paying attention to if you know what you're talking about. I don't know any of those things. I am talking about what interests me, and so far I'll tell you this is just one of the most luxurious beer experiences I've had ever since I started getting more into it. I don't know if there's anything else. I think this is it. I think this is the standout most. With maybe the next closest would be the Avery barrel-aged series, which are also feel like an event when you open them, and they better because they're like $15 a bottle. And then on the other hand would be the Tups full-grown series that come in the box, like the full-grown Beast. It's another like 14%. But it all tends to be the stouts, right? It's rare that you're going to get an IPA that's just truly luxurious. It's really these rich imperial stouts that, if that's the experience you want, that's where you're going to find it. And I don't think it's any mistake that all of my most luxurious and favorite beers, and they're all imperial stouts, I think they're all at least 13.5% ABV. Again, I don't take that as I'm not like bragging about it. I'm just saying that that's what you're going for when you want what I'm going for right now. So I've already kind of described the smell. If anything, in some ways it was more concentrated when I got it right off the bottle. So let's just go for the taste, I guess. Last look. It's thick. It's not the thickest you've ever seen. It's quite thick. It's a thick beer. That is just crazy. So when you have it on your tongue, it is very thick and almost oily, which is a compliment in this case. Chocolate, coffee, caramel, barrel stuff. It's super luxurious. It's quite sweet, actually. I wouldn't call it a sugary beer, but it's I mean, it's like a sweet stout. That was my first reaction. It's the bitter is like a dark chocolate bitter at the end. It's like one of those things that's actually a pretty bitter beer, but there's so much else going on that that's not how your brain perceives it. And I've heard that's true of a lot of these super strong stouts, is that there's actually way more bitterness in them than you would think when you're drinking them, because your brain is drawn towards other facets of it. But if it was like an IPA that it was this bitter, people would probably be talking about it. That's just not how you perceive it. Some banana even. I shouldn't have even had that sip just now because the flavors were not even barely done. They were still evolving. I don't know the words to use. I guess I'm just trying to say it feels like an endless variety of flavors all tied together. It reminds me of kind of, like I said, I don't think the pirate barrel of rum was a coincidence. That's sort of what... Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I get from it in some ways. It's interesting how that's why I love so much the packaging and the branding and the way it's described and the word usage and the designs, because to me that's always part of the entire product, and so I feel like they've really set the tone well to this luxurious, lion-y, and to me kind of piratey, the rum, Martinique, sense of island, sense of sugarcane, and the tastes are still going. It's like I've had one medium sip and one tiny sip, and I feel like you could just sit here for the next like 15 minutes and just let it mess with your head, really. So the sense of alcohol is extremely low because you know it's loaded with alcohol, but that's not how your brain perceives it. So, geez. I want to keep going, actually, but I don't want to just waste your time while I sit here grinning into the distance while I just kind of try and figure out how I would describe these flavors, because I'm not going to be able to. I think I've made my point about this beer. The Lion's Share 8th anniversary from Lakewood Brewing in Texas. I can't wait. If I can get my hands on the 9th anniversary, you better believe I will get it. And I'm going to be sipping this one for the rest of the night, savoring it. And even at the slowest possible sipping rate, this is the equivalent of about 5 beers in one beer. So, I'm going to have to take it slow. So, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, leave me a comment, please. I mean, anything you want to talk about, other favorite Imperial Stouts, other great companies that make this kind of stuff. If you like this kind of beer, if you hate this kind of beer, and just any questions you might have about anything on your mind, yeah, like, subscribe, a comment. Those things mean a ton to me. They actually really do. So if you're up for it, go ahead and do that. And also find me on Instagram. Like I said, at Craft Christian Reviews is where I put photos and some more descriptions of these beers. And there's actually some pretty good activity over there as well. So for now, stay safe, stay warm. If you're in Austin, I hope you're taking care of yourself. If you're in Texas, I hope you're taking care of yourself and you and your loved ones are well. And if you are doing okay and you have the ability to... get yourself a real high ABV Imperial Stout and sip it slow for the rest of the night. It'll keep you a little warmer, okay? I will see you in the next video, and thanks for being here. Stay safe, everybody.